Yo, what is going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Big Cat 188, and in today's video I have a crazy Black Widow build for you guys today. I'm calling this build the Ranged Assassin because that's literally what it is. It is the Ranged Assassin. All you will be doing with this build is using the ranged weapons, mainly the full auto SMG that she has, and literally you put out a tremendous amount of damage. It's absolutely insane. And before this video begins, I want to make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because we are going to be coming out with a lot more Avengers videos and a lot more build guides for you guys. Let's hop straight into this video. Now, before I show you guys my gear and the real good stuff about the build, we need to talk about the abilities that you guys have with Black Widow. So first off, you should have all your primaries. Let's get it straight. Like, you need to be level 50. Let's just get that plain and simple. So I'm gonna skip over the primaries because you literally have them all unlocked. Now, when it comes to the specialties, this is what I'm rocking with. Now, for the support heroic with the Veil of Shadows, I have Night Terror. That's only because I want that increased critical attack chance. I would put on the one for heroic orb, but I really don't care too much for it. I just want the crit chance. Obviously you have these abilities right here that make it even better. Like, increases your duration whenever you get a kill. That's great because this build you're literally gonna mow down enemies, so you're gonna have your Veil of Shadows up way longer than it should be. For the second part of this, I have Mortal Cloak. Now that increases my critical attack chance for teammates. I'm not too sure if that affects myself, but I'm gonna assume that it does. Plus, this is probably the best option that you have. I really don't want to increase it by 5 seconds, and I really don't want to increase the range. That's probably the most useless of all the options you have. So we're just gonna increase our teammates attack chance because, you know, if our teammates can't hit, then what are we in here for? For the assault heroic, we're going to be rocking with the Widow's Bite that increases the field generated by it. That's obviously the best one. I really don't need the other ones. I don't care about the shock damage because you guys will see why in a minute. I don't care about, what is this, the punching version. I'm not melee, so I don't care about that. I'm not trying to be up close and personal. Now, the second part of this, I'm going to be rocking with the Lethal Bite. Now, this one just grants you an extra charge. I thought about using the other ones, but this version right here, Invigorating Bite, wasn't really worth it. And Paralyzing Bite, it kind of makes sense, but I just rather have the extra charge, honestly. I really do. For the ultimate hero, we're rocking with Galvanic Bite. Now, this increases our damage of Widow Bite. We definitely want that for a fact. And for the other part, we're going to be rocking with Kilowatt. That increases our stun damage while Power Surge is active, and that pretty much allows us to be able to quickly stun somebody. And if we really need a heroic orb, we're gonna be able to increase that stun damage, and then we can just do a takedown and get a heroic orb. You should have all of your intrinsic abilities. Now, moving on to the masteries. For our intrinsic ability slot, for the first part, we're gonna rock Overcharge Critical. Now, we want as much attack damage as possible. That is what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build as much critical attack damage as possible, while overcharge, it does not matter. We don't want to increase the range attack damage. We could, but I really want the critical attack damage to be extremely strong. For the middle part, we're going to be rocking with the increased charge rate. Now, the other versions, the headshots, like obviously we're a range build, the headshots kind of make sense, but honestly, I really don't see a difference. I kind of feel like this one is better, the all attacks, because, you know, that's every single attack, increases the meter. So I'd rather just have that, increases the charge rate. For the third part, we're going to be rocking with the heroic overcharge, increases the rate at which the heroic energy recharges, while overcharge, you know, it just allows us to get our Widow's Bite back faster. Plus, on top of that, it's really the only one that makes sense. Honestly, I don't care. It says 1 point and not 1%, so I don't really know how that's gonna work because 1 point really isn't jack, especially when I have like literally like 13,000 health. Like 1 point isn't shit. For our range, now this is where we're really starting to get into the juicy. We're gonna have 3 grenades. That really doesn't matter too much, but we want this third one right here. We want to increase the reload speed, most definitely. The middle part is just a part of the grenade, but we want to increase the reload speed. We do not want to increase the steady aim because we're literally going to be point blank anyway, and plus 15% isn't anything. What the heck is that? And the first part, I don't really care about an extra 6 bullets. That's not going to do anything for me. So we want to increase the reload speed because that'll definitely help us shoot way faster. For invisibility, we're going to be rocking with invisible range. So while we're invisible, so I'm pretty sure this works for no matter how you go invisible, because if you guys do not know, with Black Widow, if you have your overcharge, you can hold triangle and go invisible without using the ability to support heroic, the Veil of Shadows. You can go invisible while being overcharged if you just hold triangle, but it does deplete your intrinsic meter. Now we're going to be rocking with this that increases our range attack damage by 12%. 30%. That's going to come in clutch. For the middle part, we're going to increase the duration of Veil of Shadows by 2 seconds. The third part of it, we're going to be increasing our critical attack damage again. So that's even more critical attack damage plus the first one that we had got. And lastly, for our utility, for the first slot, we're going to be rocking with Heroic Takedown because, you know, we want to spawn a Heroic Orb whenever we need it because our stun meter will be going up pretty fast on most of the enemies. Pretty much every enemy is going to get obliterated with stun damage. For the middle part, we're going to be rocking increased ranged attack damage by 10%. Obviously, we're a range build. That's what we're going to be rocking with. I would have the headshot one that increased the critical attack damage, but like I said, I just feel like this one is a little bit better just because I'm not guaranteed to hit a headshot, and you're pretty much guaranteed to crit, but I'm not trying to aim at the head, especially with the SMG. Yeah, no, that's just not going to happen. And for the final part, I have the melee charge, light and heavy attacks, and boost the heroic meters. Honestly, I'm not even sure if this really works with the bullets. I'm really kind of just assuming here, but other than that, like, I don't really even need this. I'm not juggling anyone in the air, and I really don't do any light attack or heavy finishers, so I'm just gonna assume that when I'm shooting people, the heroic meter gets boosted, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't, so that one really does not matter. Now, moving on to the gear, the part that actually matters. For the first thing that we're rocking, we have these heavyweight protection gloves. Some of these items that I have are not ideal. There is one item that I have that is very, very ideal, but this right here is most definitely ideal because you see that the last perk increases critical attack damage by 135% for all shadow ops attacks. So the shadow ops is our intrinsic bar. When we're hitting, it goes up and it stays up as long as we keep hitting. So as soon as we are overcharged, literally we get an extra 135% critical attack damage. Our crit chance is already going to be high because we have a lot of proficiency. So yeah, the first two parts of the gear perks really doesn't mean too much because that's for melee and we're not really melee at all. So this is most definitely a must-have on this build because you want that shadow ops flare, you want that increased attack damage by 135%. For the second thing, we're going to be rocking with infiltrator rounds. This is a must. I do have shock damage. Shock damage is definitely good because it allows you to do more damage overall. Also, we have the perk that increased our rate of fire for all the weapons, so we can definitely shoot faster, and then we're going to be reloading, just spraying them down just super fast. Then we have Arsenal Blitz. We're going to increase our damage from all weapons again, so we have like a total of like literally like 32%, I believe, from the skills, and this right here we have like a total of 32% increased damage from our ranged weapons pretty much. Also, the stats on this are very good: proficiency and precision. Honestly guys, really I'm trying to get precision and valor strictly because I really don't need too much proficiency, because you guys will see why when I explain this next item. My chest piece is not ideal. Really, I'm just using it because of the stats I have. I have proficiency and precision, and I really don't want might. I wish that was valor because that'll increase our critical attack damage. But this works too because you do kind of have to evade a lot with Black Widow. So perfect evading grants a heroic charge so we get our Widow's Bite back faster. And then if we're critically injured, we get a defense buff, and we have the cryo damage. And I really do hate the cryo enemies with a passion. Now, if I was one of the ideal build, I would want that increased resistance to being suppressed. Literally, when you get like hit, when you do get hit, you will not be stunned for so long. Like when they hit you and you like cannot do anything, you're sitting there like stumbling. Having that increased resistance to being suppressed will come in clutch, because I die so much because I'll get hit out of like shooting or something, and then I can't move, and then they'll hit me again, and then I'm dead. Now finally, for my belt, this is probably one of the most important things that I have right now. I do have this lethal buff perk, that is the middle perk. I get a 14% chance when defeating an enemy to get a damage buff. That is very important because it literally gives you like 50% critical attack chance. On top of that, it does stack with all of the other critical attack chance that I did not go over with like your overcharge intrinsic bar and going invisible. You get a bunch of critical attack chances and damages. So that is literally just going to boost the ever living junk out of your crit chance. That's why I do not want proficiency in my build. I really rather have valor and precision only. Proficiency, yes, if I do happen to get 3-stat, like a tri-stat piece, but I much rather have just valor and precision, like base damage. Now the heroic assault, I much preferably rather have the support assault just so I can and call in the Veil of Shadows more often, but like I said, the stun damage goes up so crazy I can literally just take down people if I really have to. Just take him down, get a little heroic orb and call it a day. And like I said, you can go invisible with Intrinsic meter if you just hold triangle and call in the invisible cloaking grenade. For the regular minor artifacts, I do have 2 precisions, mainly because honestly I don't really get any good drops. I don't have Valor right now because I want the base damage to be strong. My gloves already gives me an extra 135 crit damage. On top of that, my base crit damage right now with 0 Valor is 150, so I'm really kind of just sitting at, and plus with the other crit attack damage that I get from my skills, I'm really sitting at around like 300% critical attack damage at the moment. That is why I did not put on the Valor. I do want to increase the base damage, because if I increase the base damage, then my critical attacks will do way more damage. And then for my major artifact, I'm rocking the Sacred Norn Stone of the Lethal Will, because I want to increase my damage buffs that I get throughout my entire everything. I have like a total of 3 damage buffs, and I want to increase the length of them. On top of that, when I activate the Tears offense, I do get even more critical attack chance. That is goes to show another reason why I do not want proficiency. If you really find the best pieces, Valor and Precision. Proficiency is like really an added bonus. Now let's take a look at my overall stats. Honestly, I have a lot of might. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't want this much might at all. I really don't want any might, hardly at all. I do have a lot of precision, almost hitting at 300. I have a good bit of proficiency. I really don't want that much. I wish that 146 was literally transferred into my Valor. And then I have a good bit of resolve, increasing my health to like 12k. And then I have 0 of everything else. My assault heroic charge rate is 20%, but like I said, I want the support to be 20%. And then we're sitting at 3% support and ultimate charge rate. And my range damage is actually very high. We're at 1900. So our crits are critting pretty dang hard right now, and we're literally just destroying everything. So yeah guys, this is the build that I am rocking with. As you guys seen from the beginning of the video, literally this build absolutely just slaps. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will be posting a Black Widow Elite Hive run, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm Big Cat 188 and I'm out. Peace.